our viewers, thank you for watching Coherent TV. This is Building Bridges program, where we always get to host in partners, different stakeholders, and get to share how best they've been able to uh, build in the gaps when it comes into access to sexual reproductive health services in their various communities. And today we are in Amuru district, and we have our two gentlemen right here with us. They are community gurus. They help us. They are community mobilizers. So we believe they're experts when it comes into community mobilization. We'll get to know who their names are, and then we can dive deep into the program of today. Otherwise, I am your host, Emanuela. Yes, you're most welcome, sir.
Yes, thank you. I'm called Charles Oriema, AD. Yeah, the community mobilizer from Clark North, based in Pabo Town Council.
Yes, thank you so much. You're most welcome, sir.
Thank you. By the name Paka Richard Caesar from Kilak South, Amuru district.
Okay. Well, they have introduced themselves, and we are going to dig deeper. You know, we're looking at community mobilization. I know it's not an easy thing doing community mobilization. So I would really love to know from you, how easy or how hard has it been for you? What challenges have you been able to face when it comes into mobilizing communities in regards to demystifying the stigma or misconceptions about safe abortion in your communities?
Oh, well, the presenter really talking about unsafe abortion it involves providing accurate information, actually making them to make informed choice, and it is very hard to crack the nut because sometimes hunting those people will be very hard. But we manage by being open to them, creating for them a private space whereby they can carry out the open dialogue. You will get to understand the problem. Not only that, we always get involved in community dialogue, whereby we share the dangers and the ways of carry out safe and unsafe abortion. Although it is restricted sometimes by local leaders, religious, but we try to make them understand what coordinate does and how they are benefiting the
Well,
community.
Mr. Eddie, before you go forward, I just want to know, what challenges do you normally face in mobilizing the communities?
Yeah.
Because you've said sometimes you find it so hard from the leaders. What hardship do you find?
Yeah, sometimes, cultural and religious oppositions, they deny that opportunity of carry out whether safe or unsafe abortion. It affect we mobilizers so much to personal risk. It put mobilizer in higher risk, whereby we may also be isolated because we are advocating for what people don't want to hear. Three, the support from the leaders. You will find other leaders talk negative towards that, and will make it very hard for us to drive the client of such abortion to come on, and it make our work really very difficult. And to add on that, other peoples come from remote area whereby there is no facility, so letting them to come where the health provider are, it is very difficult, and is also not affecting we as a mobilizer, but it's also affecting the client. Yeah, it make it challenging to us.
Well, thank you so much for having given us your view. Let's get to hear from Mr. Richard right here. Yes, what is your take?
Thank you once again, the listeners outside there. Concerning the topic of today is a very nice one. Actually, when we talk about the unsafe abortion, people normally don't prefer, seeing the laws of Uganda is also against abortion. But there are some scenarios that may permit someone to carry out an abortion. And abortion has got two types: safe and unsafe abortion. What the coordinate normally focus against is unsafe abortion, whereby most of mothers within our community here normally being influenced by the peer around their fellows in the community, the young girl. You may say the laws of the countries or the religious aspect and the cultural aspect of life of living doesn't allow a person to commit abortion. But there are some circumstances that may permit someone, that may prompt the individual to carry out.
Well, Mr. Richard, before you go ahead, I just want to know, as a community mobilizer, what are some of those challenges you face when mobilizing people? Yeah, to tell them about the unsafe abortions. When you're mobilizing people to give them information, what challenges do you face?
Actually, community has got a. They are just scattered because since we are deep in the village here, it would be very hard for you until you may go to a group where people normally gathered, like in a market, the saving group, or the group within the community. Then the transportation alone, because we shall be moving from one village to the other, whereby it will not be easy. Then to go and hit the point concerning abortion, since the laws of the country doesn't allow, it would be hard for us until we would begin to elaborate some of the challenges, the negative impacts of a mother or a young girl to carry out unsafe abortion within the community. Then after sensitizing them, and they would get aware, then they could say, let's go and carry out this thing in a safer place, especially to a qualified medical personnel for specific reasons. Because we may have some client with mental disorder or mental problem whereby the person cannot carry out that pregnancy, then that part of the law would accept that person to terminate. But otherwise, there are religious aspects that will not accept that. When you carry out that thing, you are committing an adultery or you are killing. That is one. Two, there are traditional aspects which allows a woman to produce as many as possible. Now for you, again, you're going for carrying out abortion. That would also influence the community to resist against abortion or unsafe abortion. Then the laws, they don't actually encourage just unless the person go for unsafe abortion with the prompt reason as stated above on medical aspect, actually on rape cases. But with rape is also a bit unique. Unless the person that has been raped is not all that mentally okay, then the person would be allowed to carry out that termination. That is briefly what I could say about unsafe abortion and the challenges. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Richard. I've really heard from you some of the challenges that you face when doing mobilization in the community. Now, I really want to know with you, could you share with us your experience, like how it has been like? Maybe there are those stories that you've ever encountered with your journey as a community mobilizer. Share with us what your story has been like, how you've been able to help women come out of unsafe abortion.
Thank you once again. We were being in position to help our mothers through a community dialogue. We normally approach them in their group, different groups or categories, especially, you know, in the village here, people have their village bank, which is called saving group. When you get them in a saving group, you make an arrangement with their leaders, then you come and give for them the information, whereby if the person who fall a victim, then we normally refer the service center or the service point that normally being used by the coordinate within our community here. Especially we have places like Beifa and Divine and Pilwak is in Amur Trading Center, where normally we refer our client who has similar cases. Now, like for there are other cases where most of our women do face in the villages is they normally fear stigmatization by the community members or some of their peers. That's why we normally refer them to those facilities to get the better services from the qualified medical personnel.
Well, Mr. Richard, being a community mobilizer, have you been able to meet up an incident where a woman carries out unsafe abortion and you were able to help them out?
Actually, I heard of one, but by the time that the person did unsafe abortion, we reached there. We found that she was using these local herbs, the tea leaves, and the roots of other plants around. So I normally refer the person to health facility. Then from there, she was helped. From that point, you normally see when the person is okay, they don't approach you. That is the unfortunate part of health. A person who is healthy don't bother to come for an advice. But the person who come to seek advice from you, that person might be in a critical condition. But I'm very sure they are okay because they are no longer coming to seek for any direction to be guided to go to.
Wow, that is a nice story to hear from you. Let's get to hear from Mr. Eddie. Yes, share with us what your experience has been like, and if there is a case that maybe you were able to help save a life of a woman in your community.
Yes, I really need to thank you once more again for giving me opportunity to speak as a community-based mobilizer. I really need to tell you that I got several issues and I handled them through referring them to the facility with partners to coordinate. And I need to start by telling you that there are misinformation that is moving around the community and make it hard for us to find the information. And I was able, through creating a safe and private place with such a victim, I realized that through this man alone, I was able to save the life of 3 people. And even today I got a call that I need to go and support people. And before I go to the main pool, I need to thank coordinates and the team for reaching the community to the grassroots level, because passing that information, it is our work, because the client will now keep on looking for us, the mobilizer, through their work done. I met a girl on the 14th of this very month who had the boyfriend, and they had sex. Fortunately, they were having sex for pleasure, not for conceiving. And in that process, she conceived a 1-month baby. She started using herbal medicine from home in a place called Kalturu. When I was called, I got her bleeding. I talked to the parents, and I saw for them ways that there is a safer way of doing such abortion. Then I referred them to medical center, whereby the person was safe too. In a place called Bira Trading Center, I also had a scenario whereby a woman got conceived when she's having a 4-month-old baby, and they are not allowing just that baby conceived to stay. I really talked to them before they started herbal medicine. I refer them whereby it was successfully done, and they're happy now. They're staying easy life. Yeah.
Well, those are really good stories to get to hear, because as a community mobilizer, if you're able to help save lives of women, then it's a good thing for us to know. Otherwise, moving forward, I would really love to know from you, what do you think can be done best? What do you think your leaders can do to support you to ensure that your work is being made easy? Yes, let's start from you, Mr. Richard.
Thank you once more. Actually, I would like to propose this. If we could involve both of the traditional leaders and cultural leaders, actually, and religious leaders on board. Because I normally aware that in every churches there are categories of people like the youth and the women union there. So if possible, those religious leaders should be engaging those women and the youth to get aware of carrying out unsafe abortion within their community. Because it would be very hard for a church leader to preach against that, since even the Bible will not allow them to do so. And secondly, even the local leaders around us, they also has their mandate to play so that we could get a safer society that we normally live at. For instance, if they could enact a law that would gather how youth normally have to behave in the community, since we have different wings of category of leadership, the youth leadership structures are also there on the ground, and this sub-county authority, if they could actually involve youth to advocate for misbehaviors in the community. For instance, you might get them going for a disco or drinking. At the end result, they may get struck by some of the unwanted pregnancies, whereby they normally go using their own payers. That's let's do this because I still want to continue with studies, so that our parents will not aware of that. Eventually, we are promoting those young girls to continue using unsafe abortion. At the end, it will cause loss of life, which is not actually very good, really.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Richard, for having given us your side of the view. We are going in for a short break, and when we come back, we're going to continue from where we have just stopped. Otherwise, if you've just joined us, this is Building Bridges program, and we're going to get back. Thank you. Welcome back from that short break. We are still continuing with Building Bridges program with your host Emanuela. So before we went out for the short break, we were talking about how best the leaders, your community leaders, can be able to support you to make your work easy, to make community mobilization easy. Yes, let's get to hear from you, Mr. Eddie.
Yes, thank you, Emanuela, for asking me just a question. For the leaders to make our work easy, they should openly speak, and they should speak openly and supportive about sexual reproductive health, whereby a client can make informed choice of whether to carry out safe abortion. Two, they should fight very hard to reduce on the stigmatization, the resistance of religious and the cultural belief through community dialogue, telling them they should also ease the restriction they put against the abortion in the country, and it is making it very hard for a person suffering of from child's situation to access the what the unsafe, the safe abortion service. And to add on that, if they could make a policy that allow everybody in the community to be free of his or her right to participate in safe abortion, it would have been better, and it is our work as a mobilizer. And also supporting the healthcare provider. They also play a crucial role in promoting safe abortion. Sometimes other peoples are very rude in the community, whereby if they realize that their partner has carried out safe or unsafe abortion, they may follow that person up to the facility and make it very hard. So when leaders protect the healthcare provider, it will sometimes also ease our work as a mobilizer, because we will refer the client with the confidence that the person working on them are really protected. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Eddie, for having given us your side of the story. Well, before we sign out from our program of today, do you have any last remarks that you want our viewers out there to know in regards to their sexual reproductive health and rights? Yes, Mr. Richard.
Actually, I thank the coordinator. I would give brief remark that if possible, the coordinate as an organization should add a helping hand or strengthen their capacity to go deep in different villages, because we normally base in rural or urban setting, yet people at the rural area there, they are suffering most. They don't have any informed decision to make the informed choice and where to go. That is briefly what I would say. Coordinate have to strengthen their capacity, or their donors, if they could strengthen the capacity of the organization, so that they could go in all the different parts of the district, then it would be better. Because like for instance in Amuru district, we have so far 13 sub-counties, 9 sub-counties and 4 town council make 13 administrative units. But for this time, for this project here, they are just dealing within Pabo and Amur sub-county, whereby we are leaving the 11 sub-county without any information about this project of coordinate. Otherwise, thank you so much, coordinate, for organizing such a training. If possible, you have to come again, and we get other groups also to benefit out of the service and direct them where the service provider are. Thank you so much.
Well, yes, thank you so much, Mr. Richard. Yes, what do you have to say, Mr. Eddie?
Yes, thank you, Manuela. Again, I wanted to conclude my speech by requesting the cultural leaders, religious leaders, and local leaders to support the mobilizer. If I told they reach their respective places with a word of encouraging sexual right for the individual living in their community. As a coordinate, they need not to limit their movement. They should keep on moving to the grassroots level, and it is our work, because the moment we had a session with the people in the community, it will be their now duty to follow us as a mobilizer, and sometimes it will not make it tiresome for us. We request they should join hand, work as a team with the mobilizer and the team they have, not to come twice a year or one a year. At least they should make it to be their habit to visit the places as they will, as the community are interested in. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for having being with us, for having come into our studios of Coherene TV. It has been a good time discussing with you. You've let us know your experiences when it comes into community mobilization. Otherwise, the people are calling out for all the stakeholders to join them in mobilizing the communities and sensitizing them in regards to unsafe abortions in their communities. Thank you so much for watching Coherene TV, and keep watching.